गुड आफ्टरनून. तुमकां सगळ्यांक आयच्या प्रेस ब्रिफिंगाक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मिडिया आनी प्रेसाक दोगांकूय वेलकम करता. आज मेन मुद्दो आशिल्लो गोवा टुरिजम बोर्डाची मिटींग, अँड फॉर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर मिटींग टुडे दीज द फोर्थ मिटींग ऑफ द गोवा टुरिजम बोर्ड. आणि ह्या मिटींगेक विच वॉज चेअर्ड बाय द चीफ ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर along with me as a co-chairman and our GTDC chairman Bab Ganesh Gaonkar, in presence of Chief Secretary Bab Puneet Goyal, Secretary Bab Sanjay Ahuja ji, Director Bab Sunil, आमचो MD of Goa Tourism Development Corporation Bab Brijesh Manerkar, and all the people from the trade who have been equal stakeholders in the Goa Tourism Board. एक important म्हणल्यार there are a lot of issues by the statute that as a recommendatory body the meetings need to be held routinely, for which we have had today. First and foremost, other than confirmation of the meetings and ratifying the minutes of the meetings taken under various ECs, we have roughly about 4 empowered committees. एक for new tourism service, एक for land and infrastructure, एक for marketing and PR, and fourth for legislation. So ह्या 4 हांच्यो ज्यो मिटिंग्यो जाल्या जवळ roughly we have spent about close to about how many hours?
270 hours. Sir.
Roughly about 270 hours have been spent on various meetings, and those minutes were ratified by this particular board. Today, as per the statute of the board, the vice chairman on the Goa Tourism Board had to be appointed. So the industry has given the name of Advocate Francis Braganza, which was decided and approved by the board as the vice chairman of the Goa Tourism Board. Recruitment of Goa Tourism Board for the functioning as a body itself, we need people and personnel to do. Along with the Chief Minister, we have discussed this so that in this particular part for normal functioning, department functions, GTDC being a SPV functions. But Goa Tourism Board, although we have the whole expertise and the domain to move, we need manpower, and for that manpower has been taken up with the government. Today it has been taken up with the board under the Chief Minister and asked for expedition. Unity Mall has been a subjective matter of the vision carried by our Honorable Prime Minister, and Invest India in the country are trying to move it fast. Our Secretary Tourism and Director Tourism have been moving fast on this particular concept. Land identification करून रोखडोच Unity Mall घालप, where closely about a project close to 100 crores under Unity Mall will be given from the center, for which will have products from every state plus amche one district one product ODOP, and various more things can be put in, which can be quite a tourist attraction. We have proposed a world class. The board has proposed a world class oceanarium under center funds, for which the letter to the Prime Minister has to be given through the Honorable CM has already been moved, and the land which has to be identified at Qtol, which will also have amenities for all air related tourism, is also being proposed and passed through this board today. Beach surveillance project, आम्ही safety of the project करता असताना beach surveillance has become one of the major factors which has been to give that message of clean and safe beaches. Safety issues खातीर surveillance खातीर निर्भया projects जे आसा at the center, talking to the center, we are trying to take help. Under this particular part, we will be able to support the idea of getting the surveillance right. Mopa Airport Etakar, we have opened a channel for new flights to come. We have been traveling to Dubai, Portugal, and everybody, trying to attract more tourism, high quality tourism, and the quality tourism etle jala we need new flights coming in. New flights to Goa, because charter business, although we say, is a business which has been a balanced business. If we need to get quality more over quantity, we need to start reworking on the new plan along with the board that they have recommended. And tatun open sky or point of call or things which can give added seats are required to be bought into Goa. Union Minister Civil Aviation and पहिले 26% aviation fuel आसा ते पहिले कमी करपाक लायले. Honorable CM and ताज्या प्रमाणे 8% fuel aviation fuelaचे टॅक्स हाडलो. आता numbers of flights going up needs to go up, and ताज्या खातीर Union Minister Civil Aviation कडेन उलोवन हो मुद्दो sort out करपाक jointly along with CM we are looking forward to meeting the Union Minister Civil Aviation to get this issue sorted. So internationally and domestically, mostly internationally, we are able to connect more emerging markets. As Goa Tourism Board did not have a project management unit, already tender zala. So PMU coming in place will allow the board to get advice in terms of the master plan, revisiting that, talking to the members of the industry and moving things ahead. As far as tourism infrastructure projects which were under various schemes of tourism, whether it is Swadesh Darshan 2.0, Prashad scheme, mini Prashad scheme, were already spoken today, discussed how to take it ahead. Sagarmala program, under Sagarmala scheme, we are getting funds under Sagarmala from the center again, which we should thank the Ministry of Ports, our own Sripad Babu, very importantly our Union Minister for Tourism, Kishan Reddy ji, and our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, and along with our Chief Minister, whom we are trying to move this. Our director has had a video conferencing with the Sagarmala personnel, and we are trying to ensure that cruise tourism or passenger tourism through water, which is there everywhere, other projects which can be done. One is procurement policy, and second one is in terms of creating infrastructure which is required under Sagarmala, is expedited to move it. I mean, digital nomad visa has been discussed here, which is a part of tech tourism promotion. आणि डिजिटल नोमॅड विजा करपाक एक्सटर्नल मिनिस्ट्री कडेन उलोवपाक मुख्यमंत्र्याचो परत हेल्प जावन करचें पडटलें तें आमी हांगा डिस्कस केलां. आनी इफ दीस पर्टिक्युलर ओपन्स, digital nomad visa will give a new opening to homestays, to tech tourism, and to overall the economy and employment, especially economy in the rural belt. Coming to tourism security force, this issue has been discussed for last 1.5 years because of less of people of police. We have had challenges on the beach, off the beach, in touristic locations. Illegal touting जाओ, बाकीचे safety of the people on the beach जाओ. Police has been the major part which has to a role to play. So we are today putting it across whether the Honorable CMS will be calling for a meeting soon to close this issue before the season starts, so that we have enough people on the beach belt to have policing done in these particular areas. We are talking about government of Dubai and government of Goa exploring economic opportunities and a MOU being in place. That was discussed in today's meeting. आम्ही परशुराम स्टॅच्यूचे आज ऑलरेडी पणजे आयला, पण एक a very iconic structure of the bow and arrow which we have been discussing in the past, especially in Mandre or Arambol area, that was discussed today. So that becomes a very iconic structure which can give a lot of economic and revenue opportunities and employment opportunities to the state of Goa, is something which we are talking today. New Goa tourism becomes the main backbone of the whole economy. But as per in tourism, which legislation was not in place. Nalsar Sarkari agency given, we have already put the act in place. We have stitched it together. Now with the Goa Tourism Board, the next thing is to move it for cabinet and ensure that the act comes in force in the forthcoming assembly session. Other issues which were related to the today's agenda was the homestay informative purpose, the homestay policy, the caravan policy, the heritage policy, homes policy was being discussed, and these three policies will find the light of the day very soon. Eco-tourism, the Chief Minister was of the opinion that to build up the story around eco-tourism and rural tourism, agro-eco-tourism has to come in place. Today we had invited ICAR to come and present themselves in terms of talking about how the agro-tourism, eco-tourism needs to come in. Secretary Tourism is the chairman of Empowered Committee of all policy and legislation, and ताजे खातीर homestay, caravan, heritage आणि eco-tourism. We are ensuring that in the next 1.5 months, all 4 policies come in place, which will take help when we say Goa beyond beaches. जाल्यार rural tourism आमी कितें करता, जाल्यार this will be a part which will play in ensuring a circuit around rural tourism. New tourism services yocho patta. There are a lot of people who have signed MOUs in the past, but have not today till date started their services. It might be the amphibian, it might be many other services which they have signed agreements. So I think Goa Tourism Development Corporation has already reviewed it. We have also floated a new expression to understand and ensure that we need more services, whether it's skydiving, other people in place, which will allow people to come and spend and take. कित्याक गोंया समज आमी क्वालिटी म्हणटा, सर्विसीज त्या लेवलाचेर न्यू टुरिझम हाडच्यो पडटल्यो, and that is what we have moved. Convention center at Rua de Ore, which is there, and also the hospitality and skill development academy for imparting professional and vocational training to the youth. These both projects were discussed. One is in Farmagudi, one is in Penjim हांगा आमच्या पर्यटन भवनाच्या देगेक. हे दोन्ही प्रोजेक्ट्स फुडें व्हरपाक कितें जाय, ऑपरेशनल करपाक कितें जाय, what are the challenges that have been put forth. I think decisions on this also will be taken very soon. IT initiatives, especially initiatives to make techno savvy, ease of doing business केले. But Beach Vigil app, what is the next thing? Like before season, we are today talking Beach Vigil app, and we want to ensure that even the public is able to participate. पहिली Director of Tourism, shack operators, lifeguarding, and beach cleaning agency was involved. Now public interface also will start for the forthcoming season, which will allow us to get a very integrated model as far as the Beach Vigil app was concerned. Goa Taxi, बाकीचे सगळे apps also have been discussed so that we are able to formulate and start fast. Integrated beach management कशें करपाक जाय has also been discussed in this particular part. Safe and clean beaches दिता आसतना safety पळोवची. So lifeguarding, beach cleaning, surveillance, all things have been taken into account, and we need to ensure that this comes out ready before the season starts. Season of the beach starts. Shack policy, we have had representation of the Shack Owners Association who have come and told about their what is their wish list that has been given to us today as far as the board is concerned. And the Secretary Tourism, who has the chairman of the Empowered Committee for Policy Making, is already taking inputs. Maybe we will try and ensure that the Shack policy comes much before in time. We only need to ensure that we get the right information from all the people. एक shack owners आसा, इल्ले unemployed आसा, unemployed wishes who are also traditionally involved, तांचे आसा. So a lot of inputs have been coming. So I think we will have a balanced shack policy very clearly for Goa and Goans who are traditionally operating these shacks, not meant for anybody who are coming suit boot, because there are a lot of sometimes discussions की कोणतरी सूट बूट घालून येता, काळो कोट, धवो कोट has been discussed. So here I am on record saying that it is only for Goans. And B, समज कोण काळे कोट धव्या कोटाक दितले, सबलेटिंग करतले, जाल्यार that we will ensure that strict action will be taken as per the new policy. All will be documented as the new policy comes in place. Water sports issues which were their operations. Last time the CM has chaired the meeting along with all the stakeholders, and the coastal MLAs also inputs were taken. And they were of the opinion that they will have their own system in place within 15 days or 1 month. Honorable CM said, 2 महिने we will not do anything, let them do it. तांच्याकडे जायना जाल्यार आमी करया म्हणून. Already season is over. We have not got any inputs from them, so we will be chairing one more meeting, taking the stakeholders and coastal MLAs, discussing with them what initiatives they have taken. Otherwise, government intervention जावन regulated water sports जावपाची गरज आसा, and that importantly is the support from the industry stakeholders is required. कित्याक we have to realize the long vision plan of the government and Goa. कित्याक आमी समज if we need to survive and do good business, we have to have regulations. Social media is giving a lot of brunt on Goa, and we need to ensure regulations come in place, and with the inclusive approach. Again, water sports is only traditionally for Goan and not for white coat, kare coat. If somebody wants to make a issue post this press, I'm putting it in perspective. Calendar events of participation of Goa tourism and international events, domestic events and festivals for 2023 and 24 were decided today, where we are going to participate, in which road shows, which markets we want to tap. One is we have been conventionally dependent on 2 markets, Russia and UK, and we have said in the past that we need to start looking at emerging markets based on the inputs from the industry, and there are also suggestions coming in. Today we are stitching across the whole international events plan, domestic plans and festivals for 2023-24. Tourism security force has already been discussed. Ironman 70.3 आम्ही last year गोंया हाडिल्लो, and we had given them a first year try, and then next 5 years whether we will be able to do it. So now today we have approved that Goa Ironman 70.3 will be an annual event for the next 5 years. Demarcation आणि जे आमचे बीच बेल्टार आसा on the encroachments, if you have seen तुमच्या प्रेसाच्या माध्यमांतल्यान, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मिडियाच्या माध्यमांतल्यान खुबशे इनपुट्स आयले, where we have seen that the coastline is eroding. At the same time, there are a lot of encroachments on the tourism on the beach. At the same time, the court also is coming heavily on encroachment on our structures. So one side, we need to ensure that the beaches are available for people to walk and enjoy to what Goa is known for. Although we move for Goa beyond beaches, we need to ensure that our beaches here are operational for the tourists in the right manner, what they come for and what they expect from Goa. ताज्या खातीर demarcation process complete केल्लो आसा, encroachment areas mark केल्ले आसा. The further course will be discussed, and accordingly we will ensure that strict action is taken on the encroachments which have come on the beach. Here various issues have been discussed in today's meeting as far as the 4th GTB board was concerned. Members, if anybody would like to share any inputs or you have any questions, can ask.
So, तुम्ही म्हटलं पाहिजे दोनच कंट्रीचेर डिपेंड
आमी जे रिपोर्ट्स आमकां मेळ्ळ्या त्या रिपोर्टा प्रमाणे वी हॅव रियलायज्ड that whether it's US, whether it's South Korea, whether it's UAE, there are many more markets which are opening up for outbound, तांचे outbound. म्हणजे आमकां इनबाउंड येवपाक. Charter people have a certain way of operating, and the charter business slowly will, if we need quality, then slowly charter business च्या पेक्षा we have to look at FITs, independent travelers coming in. ताज्या खातीर जे आमकां रिपोर्ट्स येतात ताज्या प्रमाणे त्या एरियेन वचून मार्केट करप आमकां, and while building up that perception of Goa beyond beaches, कित्याक it is always been known as a destination only for sun, sand and sea. Today with hinterland, wellness, other verticals which we are building, ते लोकांक कळचे. So we need to go for road shows. We need to participate in these emerging markets, in travel marts or by road shows. That is what we have taken. Secondly, festivals. ओनू तुम्ही पळयल्यार सावजो चिकलकालो एक वर्ड्स तयार केले. फेस्टिवल्स येतकर पूर्ण वर्साचे कॅलेंडर समज आमचे जाले फेस्टिविटीज, वॉट वी आर डुईंग थ्रू आउट द इयर. The tourist coming, domestic or international, knows that he can go and participate in the mud festival, Chikalkala amso. He can participate in Saujyo, he can participate in Carnival, he can participate in Veerbhadra, he can participate in so many festivals around the state where they can come and book themselves to come. It is not any entry fee, but they can come and participate and enjoy the Goan heritage and culture to its best.
Well, you spoke about international flights talking to this. Is it only for Mopa or you are talking about for both, Dabolim also?
Dabolim already has their flights. When we are talking about our flights, we are talking for Dabolim and we are talking for Mopa. It is the option for the, when it comes to open skies, Bosco cannot be the option because it is having its naval restrictions. We have to ensure that whatever is happening in Dabolim is there or goes up. At the same time, Mopa, we need to build up the new story. That restriction nashilyan, every flight who wants to come in should have the flexibility of landing, taking off everything, so that they are able to operate and give us also that business.
So it will both the ways, Dabolim as well as both.
As far as open sky is concerned, it should be more for Mopa. Open sky आम्ही दाबोली करूंक शकना because of restriction of the.
In the past 2 days there have been a fear
Dabolim is expanding actually, because today, if you see the flights, domestic flights itself, do you know there are 30 flights daily from Bombay to Goa and 20 from Delhi to Goa, and both the airports are handling them, and the movement is so big that today Dabolim is on expansion mode. There was a time when they thought that it would be affected, but it's just the opposite is happening, and even among the other operators, it's looked at.
CM is already on record that Dabolim and Mopa both will go a long way, and as tourism department we are ensuring that Dabolim also moves up and Mopa also moves up. Like I just said before, we have reports which have been received from experts or from Kappa or other areas where they have shown, like you have many countries, you have US, you have South Korea, you have Japan, so you have the Middle East also. So you have Asia, सगळे जे countries which are shown as per the report, Germany sir, UAE sir. So you have to tap those markets where people come to spend. Yeah. So we are already moving in that line. So we are moving in that line.
telling you to be
The other thing you said, the demarcation of the enforcement has been completed, survey completed. So how many enforcement have been noted?
We will give you the report.
But Marona, sir, how these people are still doing illegal enforcement? Because Kankonic issue, when it is so close to the sea area, and even when they are aware that this belongs to tourism, still they are actually.
It is unfortunate that when we talk about responsible tourism, whether it's the tourist or the stakeholder, both have to be responsible. So unfortunately, zata hai. So we have been very clear that we will help you run businesses, but in a legal manner, not illegal. So ease of doing business kartagar suddha, roughly about 45% or 50% of the registration of hotels increased in last 1 year. So if we were at 4,000, today we are at 6,000 hotels registered with Goa Tourism. This was not there before. This has come after the ease of doing business, where we are saying तुम्ही येवन register करा, पण करना जाल्यार आमी रेड मारली जाल्यार तुका फायनी बरी पडटली. दोन्ही वाटेन केला. So you have done the PET and the pinch approach, and I think that approach is working. People are coming and registering. People who don't register and are found as illegal, I think hefty fines are being put on them, and they will be answerable to those fines.
The unity Monaco land identified.
Unity Molache land, CMAकडे बोलून we are identifying it as early as possible. Director Tourism already is moving it on a very fast mode, because this is a scheme of the center, and we need to ensure that maximum utilization of this if it happens. It's like one concept where you can come and showcase many things. ODOP, all states having their products, many things. Our vintage car museums, many things can be integrated in one model. So it's just an idea. The concept needs to be worked out and ensure that it got a whole round of things which we can work out for the tourist. So your nowhere आम्ही ज्यांना करतले त्यांनाच will be able to attract more tourists to come and spend money in Goa.
Also,
That alternative also center funded असणार का?
Center funded आहे,
काय budget असणार?
around 100 crores.
Rohan, regarding the safety of the tourist and the local, you see the most of the tourists in these days, they are hiring the rent a car and they are misusing it. So what measure of the tourism will take regarding that safety? And the same as for the local, if you see the tourists, the way they park, especially in Benjam city, the casino, the no parking board is taken away. So the local also get a problem because of the tourists. So how you will work this parallel together?
पहिल्या म्हणल्यार I think whatever is being done in the government, every department has a role to play. सगळे टुरिझमाचेर येता खरे, but everyone has a role to play. So whether it is traffic, whether it is police, whether it is local municipality, whether it is the panchayat, everyone has a role to play. But if things don't go right, then it comes back on tourism, whether we may be directly related or not. For which, as I said earlier, we are coming with an act in place. That act will give us little more hands to ensure that certain actions are being taken. Now, when you talk about people moving in open cars, jumping on the car, don't you think that we should have more tourists who are coming to enjoy be more responsible? Now, this is each civic sense in every individual. How can we put it maximum under the act or the available thing? We will see what best we can do. But खंयच्याय state in which is tourism, तू थायलंडाक वता, तू बाकीच्या कडेन वता, नवे कुटा वता, इंडोनेशिया वता, बाली वता, every tourism destination has its own challenges. We also have, and for which, with the help of media, we are trying to sort it out.
you also spoke about enthusiast vehicles, like those issues which were started. समजतं ते इतनी वर्ष किती कंपनी, if it was not, is they why it was started?
Let us look progressively ahead. So we are looking at it progressively ahead, and this year we want to start not only the tourism services, but many properties which have been given in the past, where tourism need to by now get revenue, and the people who have not started are not able to start. The chief secretary will have a review, and if they are able to start, we are asking them to start. We have had 2 meetings in the past. This is the 3rd meeting over the last 1 year for them to start. If they are starting, it is good. If they are not starting, we will have to review the whole thing. कित्याक एक वाटेन आमकां inventory of rooms is less. Second is tourism services need to start. Unfortunately, before there were certain agreements which were given to them, and they have not been able to start for their own reasons. So that cannot be, their operational reasons cannot be answers to our whole idea. So we need to move things ahead, and for which we will do it.
But what happens to the agreement which has been signed, like certain amount?
No, agreement, he is ready to start today, he can start. Who is stopping him from starting? But because of one person not starting, you can't have the whole ecosystem of the state not starting. आता तू एम्फिबियन घेऊन येता आणि तू येत ना आणि दुसरो मनीस एम्फिबियन घेऊन चालू करूंक सोदता. वी आर हॅपी टू गेट हिम ऑन बोर्ड अँड स्टार्ट. अश्यो कितल्योश्योच सर्विसीस आसा, इट नॉट रिलेटेड टू ओनली एम्फिबियन. देर आर सो मेनी सर्विसीस एज न्यू टुरिझम सर्विसीस, पॅराग्लायडिंग इन द हॉट एअर बलून, कितलेशेच आसा इन द एअर, इन द वॉटर, ऑन द रोड. We need to ensure that we maximize this for the tourists to come and get a good experience of Goa. Seaplane, skydiving, सगळे.
तर तुम्ही एक मेन्शन केलं इंटरनेट टुरिझम. आता पाऊस पडल्या कारणान वॉटरफॉल खूप जातात तरी कुठे फॉरेस्टातून वचचे पडटा. लोक खूप जण डॉमेस्टीक टुरिस्ट येतात ट्रेकिंग, ताका मागीर हडल्स येतात की फॉरेस्टान अलाव करना.
खंयची पर्टिक्युलर एरिया आसा सांग मागीर उलोवया. Trails which are not identified for Goa tourism, I cannot explain to you. Trails which Goa tourism has not identified, and if they are privately curated tours, I cannot talk. If Goa tourism as a development corporation is doing some curated tours, that you get it to my notice that I फाल्यां कोण भितलो वतलो, वायल्ड लायफान वतलो, सेंच्युरीन वतलो, अशें जावंक शकना न्ही. सो कोण खंय कितें करता, टुरिझमाचें समज NOC ना जाल्यार हांव उलोवंक शकना. Then whether it's legal or illegal, the police or the forest can decide. If we are giving some permission for a trade, like MD GTDC has already floated Hinterland tourism with trails. त्या ट्रेल करता आसतना whoever is coming on board when we are empanelling the trade, we will ensure that those people are operating areas are being given to them. Simple.
सर बीच सिक्युरिटीचं जेव्हा बोललं जातं तेव्हा खूप वेळा पर्यटनाच्या नादात खूप असे
सेल्फी पॉईंट जे आहेत ते डेंजरस कंडिशन मध्ये आहेत ते तुम्ही आयडेंटिफाय केलाय का?
Every area which is not selfie point, which is dangerous, has already been demarcated with a big board. इकडे जाऊ नका, ही लाईन क्रॉस करू नका, इकडे सेल्फी काढू नका, सगळं सांगितलेलं आहे. The youth of today are little more techno savvy, and that is why whatever best we can do. If you realize in the last 4 months back, director had asked the Drishti for a presentation of new things what they came with. A lot of artificial intelligence related tools which were robots, dog squads, many things more are being looked for introduction, which maximum we can do in addition to the life saving guards which we keep throughout the belt. आता कुठेतरी क्लिफ मध्ये सांगितलेलं आहे की तिथे जाऊ नकोस आणि तू तिथे जाणार. And if there is a wave supposed to come, is also written there. You have undulated waves coming, and ते wave घेऊन तुला गेलं. How is tourism department or somebody responsible? That is what we say. Responsible tourist, sustainable tourism. Simple. ते झालं तर we are on the right track.
You mentioned about the tourism task force commission was discussed in today's meeting. It was discussed in the previous meeting as well. So what happened? As CM
CM knows the challenges, and for manning 104 kilometers of police, whether IRB or normal, we need to have it proper. Fortunately, in the last 1 year, there are a lot of constables, there are more police which have been recruited. So CM has asked for one meeting with me and the DGP and the secretary and the director. Once that meeting happens, we'll be able to comment to you how we are going as far as this season is concerned. But CM has promised that ensured that along with, because the trade also has shared their concern that this is one of the most problematic things which need to be resolved. की the illegality, whether hawkers, बाकीचे illegal touting, सगळे जे जाता ते बंद करतले जाल्यार we need to have enough police in place. The GTB constitutes of 50% of the industry and 50% of government. And industry today has been very participative in talking about progressive thoughts, deliberating about issues that have come on the table, ensuring that the best practices are followed. ह्या हातूंतल्यान आमी म्हाका केलें जाल्यार that new tourism story which we are building up will start taking shape this year itself.
what is the proposed requirement of tourist?
Roughly, I think we'll discuss this. Let us have one preliminary meeting with the Chief Minister and then we'll put it to you.
You spoke about the digital nomad visa. Can you say
Digital nomad, झालं मला. Digital nomad is a story building up throughout the world. Roughly, when we had taken up this topic, there were about 13 countries when we started with this government. Today, there are roughly about 46 countries, whether it is Spain, Thailand, or any other areas which have started incorporating and getting the digital nomads to them. After COVID, we have realized a lot of domestic tourists are already coming here because of the quality of life we have here and the creative space that they can have for themselves. Digital nomads are that fraternity who want to work digitally, away from their office, away from their home, and want to be in creative space. ताज्या खातीर जे इंटरनॅशनल येतात ते लॉंग हॉलाक येतात. दे कम फॉर लॉंग स्टेज, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, for which they are separate. Every country has started giving separate visas for them, which is called as a digital nomad visa. If this digital nomad visa comes, then you have an international tourist coming here for a long stay. When he comes for a long stay, we are complementing him with a homestay policy, which he will stay in one or the rural areas, where he will stay with the family, eat their food, understand their culture. Also, that local family which is women empowered, ती बायल मनीस चलयता घर, तीच ताका लोकल कम्युनिटी कडेन व्हरतले. थंयचे मागीर मसाले जावं, हँडीक्राफ्ट जावं, बाकीचे जावं, ताका एक्सपोजर मेळटलो. And digital nomads are high income group technocrats. So their spending powers also are quite high. So that is for Goa to gain. Plus, as far as IT is concerned, talent pool creation आमकां ते help जातले. So this is how we are looking at it progressively, and I think we should be able to get it done. एकदा झालं की Goa can be in the creative space of the creative capital of the country, coming into this space as digital nomads. As far as the country is concerned, Goa can be there.
Any update on Shaikhoner issue last time that
They have presented their point. Secretary Tourism, as I said, is chairing the meeting of a empowered committee on policies. We have got their inputs from various people other than the association, and based on that, once we take inputs from everybody from the industry, then we will come back to you.